Single assessment system referrals and records. Accessing aged care services at home is becoming easier with a new single assessment system. This system streamlines how older people are assessed for care and how referrals are made so that everyone has a smoother experience. What does this mean in practice? It means that rather than navigating multiple assessments for different programs, an older person can go through one holistic assessment process and get access to all the services they need. For providers, it's important to understand how referrals and record keeping will work under this new system. When someone needs aged care support at home, like help with cleaning, meals, or nursing, the first step is an aged care needs assessment. The person or their family can apply through My Aged Care, either via the website, by calling 1800 200 422, or by having a face to face conversation with an aged care specialist officer. After the assessment is completed by a trained assessor, a support plan is created outlining the services the person is approved to receive. As a provider, you might receive a referral for services through the My Aged Care portal. This referral will include the person's details, the assessment outcomes, and the services they need. One of the goals of the single assessment system is to limit how often older people have to tell their story. In other words, the information gathered at assessment should flow through to you as the service provider so you have the context and can understand the person's needs from the start. It's crucial to handle these referrals promptly and efficiently. When you get a referral, acknowledge it and respond within the required time, either accepting the person onto your service or, if you are unable to, rejecting it so My Aged Care can find another provider. Once accepted, good record keeping becomes your responsibility. Make sure you keep a record of the person's assessment summary, support plan, and any correspondence. The new quality standards require that information about an individual is accurate, up to date, and accessible to those who need it, including the older person themselves and their care team. Importantly, you must also keep personal information confidential and only share it with consent. In practice, this means perhaps uploading the support plan into your client management system, noting any specific goals or preferences, and documenting any initial conversations you have with the client about how services will be delivered. The referral from the single assessment system is just the starting point. You'll then work with the client to develop a detailed care plan, which we'll discuss in another segment. But always refer back to the assessment info as a foundation. If the assessment noted, for example, that the person has mobility issues and needs home modifications, ensure you record what actions you take on that, like arranging an occupational therapy visit or installing rails. Keeping thorough records also means that if the person is reassessed in the future, or if another provider needs to step in, there's a clear history of what services were provided and when. Ultimately, the single assessment system is about better continuity and communication. It helps you as a provider to get the right information up front, and it helps older people by reducing delays and repetition. By managing referrals diligently and maintaining good records, you'll deliver a more seamless, responsive home care service. For further training on the new assessment and referral processes, be sure to visit the Aged Care Learning Hub to learn more.